10 to 12 years. Next. So, Aru jam kori nahi aata, side? Yes, this one. So, these different areas, what will be key trend? That means it may be in personal level, personal wellness programs. Then we are going to be incorporating the technology because new generation of graduate and postgraduate, they are very much skilled in technology. So our traditional wisdom and their knowledge all should be well blended with the technology. And perhaps those who teaching undergraduate, they might be know the last 2 to 3 years, the new methods has been adopted for teaching and training in undergraduate. So that's why these are essentially to be incorporated, let us change in the Ayurvedic education and healthcare system. Then stress reduction and mental health. This is the one component which Ayush cluster is having a plenty of scope because conventional Oyster system has the limitations to address these issues. Then sustainable and eco-friendly practices. Then how we are going to incorporate the traditional knowledges with alternative approaches. Because you see, now different thinking process is coming up. For example, integration of different systems. So integration of different system of integrative approach of healthcare. Achha. So here you see this integrative approaches. There is actually divergent opinion. Somebody says in one place, person has the freedom to select their own choice of medicines. But somebody says, no, there should be one system of medical educations where there must be incorporations of the component of each system of medicines. But still, I think it is preliminary stage for delivering the integrated approach of healthcare system. But on the other hand, excluding the healthcare sector, now there is some new events has been occurs. In Ministry of Higher Education, they have introduced new education policies. And new education policy, they have given a plenty of scope for movement freely by one undergraduate student in different disciplines. So they have combining certain value-added system, and some of the universities have incorporated in BA, BSc, BCom as a value-added courses of Ayurveda or even Yoga system. That means in next 3 to 4 years, there will be a very comprehensive awareness will be systematically generated in the societies. Because when new breed of undergraduate students are going to pass out after completing this new education policy by training in value-based educations, then by 2027 and 20,000 onwards, there will be a huge demand of the system in terms of their quality and quantity of services. Because still nowadays, Ayurvedic system of education is considered to be one means of earning livelihood by taking graduate or getting employment. But this policy of the government, that then 10 to 12 years, there will be huge change in the social healthcare management principles. So that's why we should have to discuss this issue very seriously. Next. So in this context, how the system of Ayurveda can contribute? That is no doubt, Ayurveda is having a very holistic approach of management of different health conditions. And you see, in Ayurveda, advocate for personalized management programs and based on individual body type. Now, Government of India has started on Prakriti Pariksha of the nations. So So these are actually certain initial stage when Government of India has moved for a Prakriti Parikshans or NCISM is starting for rating and assessment. Perhaps this college is not present themselves for rating and assessment. But obviously, Madam will explain. Within recent few years, each and every college must have to face assessment and rating. In that conditions, we have to discuss so many issues. That how much we contribute our graduate in the society in economic transformations. What are the industry they are involved in the coming years? Because last 6 months I have been vigorously working in my institute as a dean of the faculty. So I have faced a lot of problem and experiences. So that's why these are the very priority-based issues to be addressed by the all organization. Otherwise, it will create problems. Yes. Natural and hormonal remedies. So natural and hormonal remedies. Already I have shown one economic data. I am not going to present more and more data here from the industry. But you know, particularly Assam and Northeast areas, there is certain change is going to be occur in next 15 years. Perhaps trade and commerce is going to be opened with Southeast Asia, whether through More or whether maybe business with China may also be there. Here question is that Northeast region and total Southeast Asia, these are having unequal contribution of nature. Northeast region and Southeast Asia having a very conducive climatic area for growing good numbers of medicinal plants and species. Moreover, whole region is having over 500 races of tribes. Each and every is having their own healthcare management principles. Still, they are in practice. So obviously, if we Indian researcher or Indian educationists don't move to these areas, perhaps other areas going to be other stakeholders will be enter these areas. Then, stress reduction technique like and yoga meditations. Dietary lifestyle common recommendation for optimal health. So I will going to discuss these 3 points together. My university have MOU with certain countries. Last 1.5 years, I have visited 3 times South Korea. They have designed such a way how they have assimilated traditional Korean medicine, Ayurveda, and transformed it is a medical tourism, including dietary modifications, yoga, then physical activities. So I think last June I have been visited for 3 days. I think by 2025, all American executive and Australian, they will be go for treatment of Ayurveda to the South Korea. And now they are insisting our university to go for further collaboration with good numbers of Korean universities. So my point is that if we say that we had a 5,000 years of glory, now we are having over 500 Ayurvedic colleges, but there is no qualitative assessment, then we cannot deliver. Even Sri Lanka and Nepal also, they may be not achieve so many things like India, but still they are having a process. Colombo University is also with our university for MOU to develop these things. Next. So, how we are going to achieve these things? Because here Northeast is only one college, government sector in states governments. Another college is under Government of India, another is coming, and some private college is coming up. But good numbers of graduates is coming up from the other areas of South India or Maharashtra. So there is sustainable good numbers of young Ayurvedic graduates is there. So whether they are involved in these practices or they are still waiting for government job. And my question is that how much payment is given by the government or in private colleges? Not more than 70,000. So these are the areas when a young graduate or postgraduate go for starting entrepreneurships. Or my aim is that, in fact, in my family, never encourage my young graduates to go for services. Because in new education policies, aim of the education is not to only job seekers. Rather, we produce a new graduates and postgraduates which can job providers. That's why these are the things to be think by the people, those who are in academics and research areas. Because publications of a certain articles in the index journals, these are only achievement of the each and every teacher's only career advancements. It never contribute any change to the economic growth of the societies. And perhaps we are fails that we have not contributing anything. So if this system is not contributing to the society, why society will be take care of your system? You should have to think this point also. So this how we are going to achieve the diversify wellness offerings. As already we have discussed the health tourism. Whereas except Meghalaya, homestay is not popular. I think in Guwahati also very 0.5% hoga homestay. Arunachal is yet to be started. And Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland is far ahead. Only Meghalaya is improving certain trade and commerce in Ayush sectors. You might be heard the name of Lokdak turmeric. They are marketing Lokdak turmeric in the electronic devices. So that is a concept. Actually, I know when I was in Shillong, the Meghalaya Basin Corporation was discussing these issues. So gradually take the shape of these things. But other 8 states, yes, Sikkim is doing some good things for cultivation of medicinal plants. They are producing quality or cultivating quality Ayurvedic products, Ayurvedic herbs. But these are not actually meant for Ayush pharmaceutical industry. These are for Western pharmaceutical industries. So that's why whether we are going to develop pharmaceutical industry based on cultivation of medicinal plants or developing is a tourism like homestay or panchakarma or even certain cases micro-minimal surgery, that means Kharasutra. So these are the certain areas which can be going to be incorporated in diversified wellness offerings. Then in holistic approach, how we are going to encouraging preventive healthcare practices and effectively tackle non-communicable diseases and address root causes of ailments. For example, you know, आप लोग यहाँ पे कितना आदमी बाजार से सब्जी खरीदते हैं, तो अब आधा का दाम देखिए बाजार में, अभी नेक्स्ट 15 डेज में अदरक का दाम बढ़ जाएगा. Why? This is seasonal demand. That means in household practice we are adopting Ayurvedic systems. But when there is imbalance between supply and demand, then price high. That means our cultivators should grow more quality herbal drugs in season, according to seasonal demand. उसमें एक अलग cycle है. How the cultivator products will go to the market, that is another issues. So, next. I am actually due to constraint of time, because we are also eagerly waiting for lunch. It is, I think, 12:30, and another 2 or 3 speakers. I am skipping certain issues. Yes, how we are developing industries. If we are not capable to produce industry, perhaps we are limited the scope for employability of our graduates and postgraduates. And CISM may have certain data, but it's my assumptions. Every year, 25 to 35 students get admitted to BMS programs all over the India. And after 4.5 years, this, say 25 numbers, this reduced to 18 to 20,000. That means approximately 20% students is run away. Because I know Vice Principal Madam will speak. When 75 batch is admitted, they will become 55 or 50 in 5 years. That means in these 5 years, whether after first year, second year, third year, they left abundant. And this is not in every government colleges all over the India. In private colleges, it is less. Because private college economics is somehow different. But my question is that those who are coming from the NCSM or NEET in government colleges, they are the better students, brilliant students. So we have to agree that sustainable 15 to 20% or 25% students have left this system of education. And I think Government of India or NCM, they never publish this data. Never publish data. Actually, it's difficulty also. Difficulty also. Because in different education system, if there is a state university, a little bit easier. Central university is more tighter one. Private university, national level, it may be tight. But if it's a deemed university, it is very easier. So that is actually lack of quality of Ayurvedic educations. So whatever it may be, if we are having a good postgraduate student in Dravaguna or Rasa Shastra, they can give well support to the pharmaceutical industries. They have given a good support to the pharmaceutical industries. Similarly, if somebody is having very skilled in Panchakarma as well as anorectal microsurgery, I thanks to Professor Murali Krishna, because I think he is not present here, Mr. Abhishek Bhattacharya. He have made a considerable stage in Shillong. That academic institute only survived due to Panchakarma therapy. When I was here, I have spent considerable time to develop these units. So that is the actually significance, that how one specialized treatment, yes, he is there. How can qualitatively be changed? Even I have given training to the medical officer of Assam also at that time. That means, because I had do this thing, because I had a very quality manpower. Whether it is a consultant or what it is a therapist. So these are the certain issues. That means development to health and industry for creation job opportunities. Academia is having a great responsibility to produce quality manpower. Not merely awarding the degree or postgraduate degree or good number of publications. This does not matter. But you have to deliver something in your OT or your labor room or your Panchakarma table. Otherwise, nobody is going to recognize it. And if you are excelled, money will be running after you, and you can give a good number of Apollo minor opinions. So, similarly, when there is a such type of facilities will be there, then definitely people will come. When people from Northeast move to the Kerala for Panchakarma, why Northeast is not capable to provide such type of facilities in Shillong, Kohima, Itanagar, or Guwahati? It implies that this college is completing over 75 years. But still we are not explored the demand of these areas in terms of quality human resources. That is one of the issues to be think. Why I am thinking these things? This actually seminar is organized by the medical officers. They are actually represent of this academic system in the periphery. They know what type of disease are to be addressed by which system, whether it should be addressed by allopathic, Ayurveda, or Panchakarma, or anorectal diseases. That will be determined by them. So unless and until they have not having a basic ideas, they cannot contribute for development of these systems. So I think I know one in Margarita and one in Dhandhama or Tamulpur. They are doing some good work, preliminary work. Sachin Burman in Margarita, yes, I think he is doing in Tamulpur. You are, आप कर रहे हैं ना मसलपुर whatever may be, I know in that area you are walking because though I am far away, but I have got every up-to-date information. So that is the actually importance. So next slide. So when we are going to aiming at economic transformations, we have to select certain clusters or regions of the northeast or any part of the globe where it may be countries for wellness hubs. Because tourism is the one industry which is giving relief to the government or administrations. Tourism industry has given a multiple avenue for employment, self-generated employment, from taxi driver to porter to pujari of the mandir or panchakarma therapist, whatever you not say. Why I know these things? In Banaras, last 20 years I am in Banaras. Sunday is very difficult for us. We cannot move outside. Local people are getting very difficult to enjoy their normal life. That means, after our beloved Prime Minister become the MP of Banaras, he make a Banaras very transformations, it giving a very good economic support. Whether it is a industry of Banarasi sari, or whether the food industry, travel industry, or even boating in the Ganges. That means when we are going to blend these our knowledges, because in Ayush cluster we have yoga, we have panchakarma, we have anorectal diseases, or other than we can also call the people of industry. Yes, we have better Bokapa Manori than Himachal and Uttarakhand. Whatever Bokapa Manori we producing in Arunachal, they are more better, less contaminated, and more percentage of alkaloids is there. It's Uttarakhand in higher altitude, they are cultivating these things. But these things is never considered by our government. Actually, government करता है उसको आप बताने वाला कोई नहीं है. I have talked to the certain officer of Mizoram, Nagaland. बोले सर किसी ने हमको बताया ही नहीं है. Nobody has explained us that these are the areas which can be developed by Ayush missions, or which can indirectly give help to the poor farmers as a cash crops. Then these are the areas I have discussed: broad-heading enhancement of destination areas, that's research and development, cultural preservation. I am not going to detail this. I have given an example. We are practicing Birations. Abhishek is there, Murali Krishna is there. When I was in South Korea, South Korean medicine has been developed one preparation they have given for a Birations. They have assured that after 3 months treatment, they are guaranteed that there will be disappear of the abdominal obesity. Time ज़्यादा हो रहा है. So then I have discussed this thing. When I come back to India, I have discussed this issue with some of my colleagues. So one macroevaluation pathology, yes sir, certain therapies, certain pathogen is grown in the duodenum level or in the intestine. If we can remove that organism totally, there is 90% possibilities of that abdominal obesity will be disappear. मैं इसको एडवोकेट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं आपको ये बोल रहा हूँ जो इंडिया में लैब में काम कर रहा है, हमारा पंचकर्मा में या आयुर्वेद का आदमी उसको यूटिलाइज नहीं कर रहा है, लेकिन साउथ कोरिया दे हैव यूटिलाइज दिस, दे हैव मार्केटिंग इट. So these are the approach to be taken. Next. Yes. This to be more important actually. My aim is that for these 4 points I have selecting these topics. Because quality control and standardizations. Unless and until if we have not a quality control, whether control quality in education, quality in therapies, and quality in services, then there should be certain parameters for making standardizations. No doubt, government different agencies have taken certain initiatives. Then handle the regulatory agencies, regulatory rules. Because in different countries, different rule agency, different regulatory rules are there. In India also, in different states, different rules are there. Because health is, belongs to this combined list. Certain policy made by government India or certain policies also implemented by the state government themselves. So that's why there should be regulatory issues to be overcome and ethical concern in medical tourism. These are actually one of the major issues which are to be implemented and follows to defame the systems. Ethical concern. And last point is balancing authenticity with commercializations. Because we cannot go for the publicity without their standardization or quality control. That is one of the main points. Actually, these brings very bad reputation to the whole systems. Next. Yes, these are the issues I have discussed, but there is shortage of time. Just I'm skipping next slide. Next. Yes, sustainability condition also be discussed. Here is actually eco-friendly products and practices. That means haphazard use of the natural products. We are not giving priority to cultivations or preserve the resources. Rather, we are collecting from the nature and using haphazardly. That's why good number of valuable medical products is disappear from the natures. Then, next. Yes, just I have discussed that now health issues is governed by different two ministries. So Ayush Ministry have designed their own curriculum and MCI have designed their own curriculum. But question is that whether it be Western system or Ayush system, consumer is the common people. And very drawback is that the problem is opposite in directions. In rural India, problem is different. In urban India, problem is different. Economically poorer section, problem is different. Rich people, their problem is different. That's why the approaches among the Ayush system and conventional Western system medicines, it is need to be open for further more period for debate, for more discussions. And in that conditions, we must have to develop certain protocols for emergency measures. You might be know, still there is a issues between MCI and earlier CCM or NCM regulation regarding surgery. It is still pending. So certain these issues are there. That is actually economic factor. That is nothing to do with academics and research. This is only commercial issues and industrial issues. Then as personalizations. These are to be considered when the practitioner of Ayush is going to be practice their Ayurveda medicines. I am giving one reference from Charak Samhita. I am not going to explain these things. Actually, this is a very bigger and in-depth concept of Charak Samhita. Though Government of India is going to be Prakriti Pariksha, Actually, very Kaya Sikitsa or Saya Sarak Samhita is less discussed. It is actually, our object is human being, and human being, what are the criteria we are need to be examined, whether in India and Western country, whether it may be Negroes or Aryans, whether it may be young or older age group peoples. These are actually basic things which are discussed actually in Indrasan first chapter. That means Jati Prasakta, Kula Prasakta, Desa Prasakta, Kala Prasakta, Pratyatma Niyata. That means self-control is the final things. So that's why these are the personalizations. Personalization, Prakriti is a broad term.